Vel. I'm back again with a new live stream. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. So welcome back to the channel. So I'm hanging around for a minute while I allow you time to join the chat so we could discuss all of this amazing farming stuff, because you guys already know how excited I get when I'm talking about farming in Congo Kinshasa. And today's topic, it's a little bit juicier than some of the topics, because I'm so excited to discuss this from my own personal experience, and I think sharing this experience is going to probably awaken some of you out there, and it's probably going to open people's minds and probably help you change the way you see farming moving forward. All right, so if you're joining the chat, just make sure to hit the like button and share the chat so we can allow more people to join us and discuss this. So I'm gonna give it a couple of more minutes and see a few more people in the chat, because you guys know, like, I roll with two at least. So if I get two people in the chat room, we're ready to rock and roll. So I'm not gonna wait around for like 5-10 people to join, but like we could just continue to live stream while other people join the chat. So make sure to hit the like button and let me know where you're joining from, and I will really appreciate it. So obviously I'm coming to you live from my car. It's rainy outside, it's nasty. I'm not really happy with this ugly weather. It's like sometimes I get anxiety when it's raining, and especially when I'm driving. Like, I get so anxious since I've been into a car accident during a rainy day, and since that I have some type of PTSD, I guess. When it's raining and I'm behind the wheels, it's not like I panic or anything. It's just like it's not the most pleasant weather to drive under. That's just all I mean. And yeah, coming in live from Pennsylvania, Quakertown, and yeah, man. Hey, let's chill for a minute and allow you guys time to join the chat, and then we'll go from there. Please, guys, hit the like button, hit the like buttons. You join the chat, hit the like button. Share the live stream, And we're already 3 minutes into the live stream and still not getting anybody. Hey, make sure to announce yourself in the comment section down below. Let me know where you're joining from. Let me know where you're watching from and everything. So I would really appreciate it. Hey, come on, guys, I ain't got all day. Come on, it's Sunday. It's my day off. I got a whole lot of I got other things that I got to take care of before I go back to work tomorrow. So you guys know that I have a job. Well, YouTube is not my source of income whatsoever, because YouTube is not barely paying me anything. So I am making nothing off of this YouTube, but I have a passion, as most of you guys know, about farming, because I always talk about this farming stuff in the intent to encourage and inspire young Congolese out there to go back home and invest. So I guess I am just going to get the chat started without anybody joining the chat anyway. So if you're catching this on replay, just make sure you watch the video till the end, and hopefully you get some value off of this video. So without further ado, let's hit it. All right, guys. So for those of you that know the Congo history more than I do, you guys remember probably 1996 when the rebel forces, in alliance with the Rwandan National Army, decided to invade the Congo to kick out Mobutu for being a dictator, which, by the way, ended up costing us nowadays. But this is really not the topic today, right? But I wanted you guys to, get something out of this live chat. And the title says it all. It's not a clickbait, but this is really the reality. I might have mentioned this briefly on one of my videos or my live chat, where how farming or my mom's backyard garden got us through this the entire time the war went on. And this is a real fact, because when I grew up in my parents' house, right, so like in my backyard, My we my parents' home was massive. All right, so in the back we had way more than enough room for a garden. So my mom started her garden in the backyard. She had planted a bunch of crops in there, and we had like a couple of different crops that we've even had like some friends and neighbors that would come through, and my mom will let them harvest a few if they wanted to cook it for something. All right, and during when war started, of course, like everybody took measures. Like we've had provisions in our homes. Like we have fufu, we have rice, we had many different things that you will need water to boil or to cook. But then you still need some vegetables on the side. You need a side dish. Whether it's a vegetable or meat. And at the time, as most of you know, like I don't know of a single part of Kinshasa where power or electricity was still available like throughout the entire time the war was going on. But in most townships, there was no electricity, so it was almost impossible to keep the meat into the freezer. So we basically had to depend on whatever was available to us. Like in our case, we had a backyard where my mom was, had a garden going on and everything. Unless if like you had an animal, you could butcher it and eat it right then and there, or maybe like the next couple more days. Because if the animals start going bad, then that's the end of the end of the story, right? But I remember my mom, throughout the wartime, we've always had food. Like she'll go to the backyard, she'll harvest, and then we'll have something to eat. Sometimes they will cook. It was good for like 2 or 3 days, and then we'll move on to like a different crops while the other ones, and to allow the other ones to grow and all that stuff. And fast forward to now, I'm looking back. I'm just and I find myself here like loving all this farming stuff, and myself starting a farm in the Congo and everything, and I feel like it's all connected. I mean, it's not a coincidence. It's something that was meant to be, because when I go back and look how this will it made it possible for my family and I to get through this wartime without going hungry. And it only do more than just encourage me and make me passionate about farming. And I think about the worst case scenario. Let's just assume that today all hell breaks loose, where you know the only thing or the only resource you could ever relate to for your survival was agriculture. What are you going to do if you didn't really know how to do so? And it's not like I expect everybody to know, but like it's very important. It's something that you have under your belts, because it'll make it possible to get you through some difficult times like this. I'm gonna give you a quick example. This may be irrelevant, but I'm using this example anyway because I think it's gonna help to make a point that I'm trying to make here. I don't know if how much you guys watch movies and TV shows. Like I'm a huge fan of movies and TV shows. That's all I do on my spare time. I watch movies, I watch TV shows a lot. So there's this TV show, it's called The Walking Dead. It's like a zombie apocalypse thing that happened throughout the world, where it was a disease and it was turning people into zombies. But like the survivors, there were like a lack of resources, like there were nothing, like the world went to crap. The survival depended on food. Like there were, people had families, they had small children, they had to feed them. All they ever did was to make sure that they moved from one point to another point to grab food, to stay alive for as long as possible. Okay, so, and looking at this, even with the industrialization of most sectors, like the food industry and everything else that come with it, it's worth the effort to do something in agriculture that will help you actually survive and live a better life, and you get to dictate what you want to consume to maintain a better health. because we all know, especially most of us that live out here in the West, like a lot of these food industries, like they are more, you know, cautious, or like they care more about the quantity versus quality. They mass produce this product to make it available for your consumption because they're only after making money, but they really do not care about the negative impacts that this may have onto people's lives. But if you are doing this, not only that you get to make the choices that are going to benefit your health way more, on the top of that, you could also make a living out of it. I gave you guys the one example from back when I had just sold one of my pigs out of my farm, right? And I made like 330 bucks from it. And this pig, it's considered like a normal regular sized pig. It wasn't like crazy big or anything like that. If it would have had more pounds to it, I would have been able to make a lot more money than what I made there. So you go, if I had waited like a couple more months and allowed the pig to put in more pounds, I sure as hell could have collected probably close to $500 just from one pig. Now think of it this way: if you would have had 10 pigs that weigh as much as the one that I had weighted, right? And boom, you sell it, you have like $3,000 right there, or maybe a little bit more. So like every year, even if you're not like a huge farm or anything, but if you're just farming in a small scale, think about your income and times, let's just say $30,000 a year, or even half of that, $15,000 more than your regular income. You see where I'm going with this? Let's see like how much this could turn your life around. But like when we are looking for economic opportunities, which by the way, I believe being like the true freedom, when we talk about freedom, like financial freedom is the real freedom, because it could be free, but if you broke, but you definitely, I mean, you literally still like under someone's order. You're like literally like a modernized slave. You could get a job, but like you will have to continue to go back to that job every single day, following or pursuing a paycheck. And nobody, I mean, nobody has ever became rich working for somebody. I've heard that from multimillionaire, billionaires, and I've been hearing it from the people that I watch online that inspired me, and myself. I did my own personal research, and through videos and reading books, and then one conclusion is that you could have a high paying job. Yes, that's good for you. You get to make a good living out of it, and on the top of that, you take good care of your family. You're driving a nice expensive car. But at the end of the day, if God forbid something happens, right, you can't really afford the lifestyle you had prior to losing that job. Then what? You get to lose everything, because life is unpredictable. That's why it's very important to always have a plan B, to always have a backup plan, so when something goes south, at least you have somewhere or something to fall back on. And that's why I always encourage young Congolese that are in the diaspora to go back home to the country, or to a beautiful country, the motherland of Africa, most precisely in the Democratic Republic of Congo, to start your business. It could be anything. Me, I chose farming because I love farming, and I can see myself retiring and farming full time, because now I'm not in that position where to retire early so I can just go farm. I'm going to be honest about that. I'm not at that position yet, but I am working my way towards it. Maybe it might take a little bit longer. Maybe it might take a little bit less time than I'm thinking. That, the future will tell. That's is something that we'll have to find out along the way. But I am doing the best I can to make sure that I built my place to an extent where when I am there, I am not always going to spend the money that I've worked hard for back here in the States. I could be just spending the money that's coming into through my farming and stuff like that. And so to go back to the subject where we need to discuss more, like how this could be, it was possible and helped us get through the wartime. It was just a backyard garden. It wasn't even like a crazy 1 hectare farm filled with corns and all different kind of crops in there. No, this was a regular backyard garden. That alone was enough to get us through the wartime. And like I got most of my inspiration from it, and I didn't realize it until after, years later, and I look back and I'm sitting there thinking, man, that was something. And I don't believe, I couldn't like believe in myself that how we were able to get through this wartime just thanks to my mom's backyard garden that she started. I mean, she was doing it just because she had all the space in the house. It was a big home, and she just wanted to do something with it. And eventually, it paid off. It kept my family safe. We've always had something to eat. We never ran out of food. We never went hungry. Yeah. I mean, I was very thankful. I mean, I feel bad for those that didn't really have the means or who didn't think this ahead of time. But I'm so grateful that my mom was smart enough to do this. And I don't think my mom started the garden specifically knowing that the country, like a war was going to break out, in the country. But I'm sure my mom had done it because it's something that she loved to do. And it was one of the activities that she enjoyed doing. And plus, on the top of that, having this available, portion of land within your own compound, it just made it possible for everything. So like, look at someone like me, right? I own a 14, like a roughly 15 acres worth of land back in the Congo, where I'm still considering this place like it haven't been put to use yet. Yes, I'm doing my efforts. I'm building my barn on it, which is about to be done really, really soon. But I still got more to go. There's still more that needs to be done. And after I'm done with building the pig barn, I have another projects coming up, which is going to be like the chicken shed and everything. So I'm going to build a chicken house on the top of the pig barn that I already have. And then after that, I'm going to build a lot more things and so forth. So I am going to continue to do that until I really have and give my farm a push that I really needed to properly function and actually have people permanently. I do have like two, young kids that I trust who are taking care of my farm, which I actually pay them monthly to continue to make sure that everything is running smoothly on the farm. But my ambitions are growing bigger and bigger, and that's is going on. It's only going to continue. I'm only going to continue to be motivated to do more things than what I've already done so far. And all I was trying to say is like, with the massive, portion of land that I have, I really got to do something with it. Because if my mom was able to feed my entire family with the backyard garden that she had throughout the wartime for however long it took, I think I can do a lot more with my 15 acres to help out the local community or the local people out there in the Congo. Because there is a higher need for meats in the streets of Kinshasa or in many businesses, more specifically bars and nightclubs. So we all, travel to Congo. We all have friends. Sometimes we go to do our things, but hey, we're human beings. Sometimes we sit at the bar with friends, having a drink and ordering food and things like that. But for the most part, the things that I've seen that's more famous now in Kinshasa is, in terms of like, meat consumption, is chicken, pork, and goats. Those are like the three main animals that I'm going to have on my farm. I already have pigs. I had goats, but something happened to them. I'm not going to talk about it now because it's a whole long story. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comment section below. I'll do a whole video on that. But long story short, I might have to start over with the goats farming on that. So let's keep that into brackets. But then, you also have chicken, because when people sit there, they order poulet mayo, they order, they go in Capella, they order, pigs. By the way, I've been in Capella when I was in Kinshasa, and the pig, it tasted delicious. Oh my God. That's one of the things when I go to Kinshasa, I am going to go back and eat it again because it's just so freaking delicious. I don't know what ingredients that these guys put into the meat, but somehow, some way, like whatever way that they make it, it's just, it tastes the best. So the demand is really, really high. And if you own a farm, I promise you, you're never going to have to worry about finding clients or finding places to sell your pigs because there are tons of them out there. Usually, like you will transport your animals onto like local markets, and there are always dealers from there. They will purchase it at a much lower price, and then they will sell it to these vendors that operates in front of bars and nightclubs and many different areas in this throughout the city or throughout the streets of Kinshasa, and the demand is right there. So if you're really putting efforts and actually putting your mind into it, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can do it a lot more around that country with this farming stuff. So like me, I wanted, I'm going to be focusing more on the animal raising side of farming or agriculture than growing crops because I'm not really I can't, other than just growing plants to build forests around me for to combat the global warming on the top of that, right? Now I can only see myself raising pigs because the only crops that I could be growing in my farm, it's only going to be the crops that's going to help me give provide food or make feeds for the animals. Those are the only things that I am going to have to do. Yeah, that's basically it. Or maybe if I find out more about other crops that is going to be more beneficial to the farm, I am going to get into it. But as far as now, animal raising is my main focus in farming. But I'm still going to have crops growing here and there. So just, and I have the diversity around the farm, of course, like plants and nature, all of that stuff. It's really going to help out a lot too. But I'm more worried about, I'm more interested in, animal raising versus growing crops. I mean, that's why like I'm growing, I got actually fruits growing in there. I got avocados, mangoes, and many other trees, many other local trees that most people enjoy consuming, fruits that grow from them in Kinshasa, and I have them. And I'm in the process of doing a lot more, than what I'm already, doing around my farm. So yes, man, make sure to hit the like button, share the video with the friends and family, and yeah. So, and I got one announcement. Well, it's really not an announcement, but it's just something that I wanted to share with you guys. Like I've been giving this a lot of thoughts, like because this year I was supposed to go back to go to Congo to be with my team and do more things while I was there, but I do more things there. But unfortunately, because I was caught in the middle of, you know, I was transitioning between, going from my old job to my current job now, and I was in the middle of a criminal investigation, just for my background. It's not like I did anything illegal. I was in the middle of like a criminal investigation for my background, being conducted. I had been, that was conducted by my current departments that I work for. So for that, I couldn't leave the country. So I had to stick around till everything clears out and to make sure that my employment is secure before I can decide when I want to go to the Congo, right? So now that I'm confident, I'm all set, everything is ready to go. Next year, hopefully February, we'll be on an airplane on our way to Kinshasa. Okay, that is my original goals, and I am going to stick to those ideas, and that's definitely what's going to happen. And I really, like you guys to come along with me. However, I was thinking about like doing a separate, like, travel channel where I'll be posting all my travels on that channel. So if you guys are interested, let me know in the comment section below. I will share that with you so you guys can, go with me everywhere I go, because I would love to import, the current subscribers that I have on my channel, my main channel, onto the travel channel, because I know it's going to be a lot of fun, because I'll try to make sure to document everything that I'll be doing in Congo, in terms of like farming and traveling. Or maybe if I'm not able to do like the traveling while I'm in Congo, I could always you could always, stick around to see other videos that I will be doing when I travel to other part of the world too, because 2022, that's when I'm going to be traveling a lot more. All right. So I got a trip coming up, February 2023 to Kinshasa. Then when I come back, I got another trip in Europe, in Portugal, because a friend of mine that I went to the primary school with, she's a good friend of mine I grew up with. She's getting married. She invited me over there. I'll be going to Portugal. And after the wedding, I'll probably stay for a couple more days in Europe. I try to visit different countries, and I'll make sure I bring my camera to document all of those. So if there's something you guys want to see, in the other channel, or if you just guys want me to just post them here, just let me know. I'm just trying to do a separate one for the travel vlogs, just because of the YouTube algorithm. I'm not trying to like confuse the YouTube algorithm to like, to make them decide, who to share my content with. You know what I'm saying? So I know you guys are, you like my channel. That's why you always continue to come back here. You're going to watch it. But like, what about all other people out there? So that's just one thing I wanted to throw out there. Let me know what you feel about that in the comment section down below. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. And it's always a pleasure, having you on my channel. This really, really means a lot. Even though today we didn't really have anybody, join the chat, but I'm pretty sure you guys are going to catch up on a, on a replay or whatever. Just don't forget to, comment down below and hit the like button and share this video with a friend or family member, and just, yeah, we'll go from there. So thanks again for being a part of this channel. Continue to support your man in this farming your journey, and stay tuned, because pretty soon I'll be sharing like the overall videos of the costs, how much money it costs me to build the barn, and all other expenses to expect, just in case some of you out there are trying to do the exact same thing, so you guys know what to expect, and yeah, and things like that. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and until the next video, I'll see you guys later. Peace.